I have had the good fortune to come back a couple of times. Have so many fond memories of shooting in Cleveland. I've always referred to Cleveland as a partner, really, in the movie. We were a smaller budget movie, couldn't afford a tremendous amount of extras. Put the calls out to the city. So many people showed up in so many scenes, and so this will really be. This is the first reunion that all the kid cast will be at in 40 years. We've seen each other over the years. We've overlapped. We worked together on the sequel, obviously, but through production, none of us were always there at the same time. So I'm looking forward to being with everyone and just having a chance to reconnect with the city and the fans of the film. The sort of outpouring of support, I think, from people, particularly we shot in Higbees, that's a big place that you had to fill up. And so many local folks showed up and they were great. And it was nice. They weren't kind of Hollywood people. There was just a lot of regular kids. They kept that slide open during lunch for us. So we would go on that thing. We wouldn't even eat. We just kept sliding down the thing and having fun. I stayed at the Stouffer's Hotel. I remember that, which was great. I ordered a lot of Stouffer's French bread pizza. It was always like something to look forward to. I remember a funny thing was, it was really cold, as you guys know well, but we needed snow, and a lot of the time it didn't snow. Again, there was great support. I remember, I think it was fire trucks that would bring in this. It seemed like shaving cream was foam. It was stuff they used to put out fires, and we'd spread it all in the deep background. So a lot of those scenes out front of the Parker House actually have a lot of that provided by the fire department, that sort of foam to put out fires. And the other big thing that downtown Cleveland did for us, and I remember Bob Clark talking to me about it, was leaving the Christmas decorations up in downtown because it's a small budget film. We couldn't necessarily afford to decorate such a large area. So by keeping those up and letting us inherit that, it was huge for the production value of the movie. So it just seemed like on every level, it was a really tremendous experience. And it was fun. We were kids. And when you're kids, you're just making the most of everything. And Cleveland was a fun city to be in. It is where the Parker House rested. It is where it was. So, the filmmakers scouted a lot. Cleveland was the place that they chose to film where the Parkers lived. And, nobody anticipated. You make these movies, you hope that they get traction, they find an audience. When something gets to sort of this status, it you can't really anticipate it. You don't see it coming, and it tends to then trickle out in different ways. This movie has an audience. I think it was the first movie to have a marathon, and now the house is a museum. So just all these things that come are cool, and it's great to see. And I was in Cleveland a few years ago, and I was there for a friend's wedding, and I was downtown, and I saw there's even a sign that says like Christmas Story House that way. So right, so it's clearly been embraced as a major part of it. I think shooting downtown at night, and it's really during the opening of the film, all of the setup. I mean, even another support on the local end. Those old classic cars that are so hard to get and are so expensive. Bob Clark, the director, called local car clubs and just said, "Bring your cars down. They drive. We'll drive them around, and they'll probably be in the film." And so, just kind of how much, because you're still a kid, and so you're looking at how much it transformed, I think, to the period and that Higbee's window, all those toys. I remember it was freezing cold, but it was so cool looking at and having the cars and having Cleveland, the sport to leave the decorations up, all the extras that turned out. It was probably the most fun scene to shoot, and just kind of a perfect coming together of all the support from the city, from the state, from the extras, from the car clubs, to everyone to create that really cool opening in the film.